Hello, everybody. Just getting started. It's 5:08. We're being Italian. We're being five-ish. So we're waiting for a few more people to join, and then we'll get cooking Saltimbocca alla Romana, which will be a very speedy dish to make, but a delicious dish. You may have some sides that you're doing. I hope you do, because obviously you need more for your evening meal. And I didn't post anything about the involtini di melanzane, which is the little rolled up eggplants, but you can just see what I do, and maybe next time you can make them, or maybe if you're ready, you can do them tonight. So give us a few more minutes, please. Okay, we're gonna get started. Sorry we're late. A little disorganized, but I think we're there. Sad news first. We lost our master cocktail maker. He's back in Kansas City. So if you are going to make a cocktail, you're on your own. I hope it's a good one.
We've got wine.
Saltimbocca, alla Romana. Not much controversy there. Pretty straightforward recipe. Open-ended as far as the meat choice. Not everybody will eat veal. Therefore, substitute chicken, pork, beef, whatever you like. The traditional one is veal. I will be using one with beef. My wife does not like pork. And I will use pork for the other ones. One little tidbit, veal is extremely expensive. If you are in a restaurant and they're serving veal, especially as a scallopine, something that has sauce on it, yet you never know what the entrepreneur cook did. He may substitute the pork without telling you because it's such a cheaper meat. So it does happen. Either way, I think you would like it either way. So tonight we will find ourselves a nice surface to work off of. Find the meat that we like to work with. Here I have a thin piece of beef, and I have about 1/4 inch thick piece of pork. I think 1/4 inch works. I like it to make it a little thinner, so I'm just going to pound it down a little bit, okay? One thing you can do if you think you're going to make a mess pounding your meat is you can put it between 2 pieces of parchment paper. That's just a choice. But this meat is not messy. As you can see, I have no problem just hitting it a few times and getting it nice and thin, okay? There we go. I'm going to be fancy. I'm going to trim off this end. There should be some pounding going on in everybody's kitchen. I can't check on you, but I'm hoping you're working on this. This one looks pretty good, huh? This one stretched back. We're going to stretch it back a little more. So you have 2 of them ready. I think I can fit 3 comfortable in the pan. The beef is already thin enough. I'm just not gonna hit it as hard. Just get a little thinner. Did Christina get some veal? Christina, did you get veal, or what are you using?
No, she said no baby cows, so I was going to do.
So no veal for her, huh? I'm going to pause for a second. And the reason why I want to pause is because all y'all, as any good Texan would say, have been incredible supporting us in this. But I was also surprised today by receiving an extra special gift. This gift is created by a company called Aspire Accessories. And they're gifts that are handcrafted. I'm reading off of what it says. Handcrafted by people with autism and other special needs. This was given to me by Michelle Hines. I don't know if you can read it on the camera. I'm going to try to bring it up on it. Can you read it?
Don't do it with that distracting background. Do it with like a plain background. Bells, can you see it?
You're gonna drop it.
Can you see it, Bella?
They're not live. They're good. All right, so this says dinner in 1 hour, Costantini, and it is a chef hat. And this is where I will be drinking some wine that we sourced or bought from Jennifer Christini just down the street. She represents Scout and Cellar, and this is a white wine that we tasted and really liked. And this is what will be my drinking wine with my scallopini or saltimbocca. And then I will be using a Sauvignon Blanc to deglaze the pan. So I will use a Sauvignon Blanc for cooking and Fieldhouse White Wine Blend as my wine. So cheers. All right, so when we prepare the saltimbocca, we will be putting prosciutto on top of the saltimbocca. Prosciutto can taste sweet, but it also is pretty salty. So if you do like pepper, you can pepper your meat, but do not add salt. There should be enough salt coming through from the prosciutto. I like pepper, so I will, and I'll go fine this time on the grind, just because that's the way I like it on this dish. I will get a little bit of pepper. If you're lucky, you found some prosciutto di Parma. I'm not so lucky, so I'm in the blind trying a different prosciutto, which hopefully will be good. Thin slice of prosciutto. The prosciutto goes on first. If I don't destroy it as a slice, I don't like this slice. I may just have to eat that one. I want to get a very nice clean slice to put on there. Here we go. Beautiful. Slice of prosciutto on top to cover our meat. We're growing sage in the pots in our front yard. So a beautiful slice of sage. If you really like sage, you can put 2, right? 1 is probably enough. 2 is because we do like sage. Let me grab my toothpicks. How are you, Tommaso? You having fun yet?
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's awesome, huh?
Interesting.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to try to pin down the prosciutto and the sage on this saltimbocca. Here we go. There's 1. Didn't get the sage well enough. I'm going to do it again. I want to make sure I don't lose that sage leaf. Come back up, come back up. There it is. 1 sage leaf. And since we like sage, we want with 2, so we have to go through the next one too. A little trouble getting his sage to stay on there. There, that's better. I'm going to redo this one. I don't want to lose a sage leaf. Okay. I need to give up skewering sage. There we go. I have a pan where I will throw a little bit of flour, and that's what we're going to use to dredge just the bottom of our saltimbocca. There we go. I'm going to give that a second to rest. I'm going to jump over to the stove. We're going to put some olive oil on the bottom of the pan and a tablespoon or two of butter and get it start to warm up, okay? So over here we go. There's the oil, Bella.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
We're going to need another bottle of olive oil because we're almost out. Awesome. Once I get the saltimbocca going, once the saltimboccas are going, we can jump over to working on the eggplant, okay? That's probably a little too generous on the butter, but we'll let it slide. Or maybe not. I'll cut that in half. And I'll put this one over here for the next round. Anna, is that a good pot? Should I be in the front burner or can you see it?
You can see like 3/4 of it.
Alright, we can move to the front. I don't need a really high flame. I just need to melt that. And I can be a medium high, okay? I'm going to go back to the sink and get the other two saltimbocca ready for to go on this stove. Here we go. Prosciutto. My short sage leaves, they're making it difficult for me to get this done, but I'll fight through it. And let's get the last one ready. I can hear my butter sizzling a little bit. I don't want to burn the butter, so I'm going to turn it down or move it. Just move it off. I'll move it off the fire until I'm ready with the saltimbocca. Brown butter is good for certain things, but not so good for others. And in this case, I did not want it to brown. Mmm. Very yummy. I think they're yummy just looking at them. I'm being so unsanitary, touching things without washing my hands. All right. Once you have it good, you're going to take it, drag it. You do not want a heavy flour, so I'm going to shake off the excess. You just want a very light flouring. There's one. There's two. There's the leaf that is fighting me, so I'm going to leave her hanging just by one toothpick, and I'll see how she behaves. And there is Mom's with the beef. I'm going to shake off the excess in the back. I do not want heavy flouring, just the light flouring, right? So these first three are ready. Let's move to the stove and see what happens. Back on here, let's get it back up to temperature. This is going to go fast, fast. So 2 minutes on one side, maybe. So thin, right? So we don't want to overcook it. We're going to flip it. We're going to do 2 minutes on the other side. That's it. It's that fast, okay? So have your cooking wine ready. Bring your pan up to temperature. And also find a plate that you will be moving the Saltimbocca when they're ready to. There it is. So that's my plate. You guys ready? We're going in. We're going to first put them side down. We're going to put them side down on the sage side. Probably less than a minute, just to get them going. And then we're going to flip them to the other side, okay? So sage down first. It's looking really good. In the 1 minute that we're watching that, I'm going to start getting the next two ready. Okay. I don't know, from what I can smell right now, I think that my Saltimbocca are really ready on that side. So I'm using both time and smell to understand what's going on with my food, right? So I'm ready to flip them. I can tell from the smell that they're ready to flip over. I'm gonna turn the heat down to medium low because it looks like going pretty fast. Look how beautiful they look. Okay, so on this side is going to go pretty fast too. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the next two victims, but I'm going to keep my eye on this, and I did lower the heat because they were going really fast. Okay, I did lower my heat to medium low. Last thing we want to do is overcook them and end up with a piece of meat that tastes like leather. Right? So we want it to be tender. That doesn't mean that we're going to do undercooked pork. It just means that we're going to not keep it on there too long. Okay? So these Saltimbocca are worthy of 2 pieces of sage because they are a little bit on the larger side. Okay? I'm going to skewer them. There's one. I didn't pepper them. I forgot. Oh well. I may have to put some pepper on them when I have them on the plate. Alright. By now the ones on the stove should be ready. I'm going to take a quick look. What they look like underneath. Yeah, that one doesn't look ready. This one here does, so it's coming out. This one gets moved to this side because it needs to brown a little more. Very nice. Alright, back on this side, I need to dredge these in my flour. And they're going to go in next, okay? So these here are ready. I'm going back and forth, back and forth. I'm making you guys crazy. All right, so these two are ready. They're going to come out.
Want to show them what it looks like right here?
What's that, Bella?
Want to show them what it looks like when it's ready on the bottom?
Oh, can you see them?
On the bottom side.
On the bottom side, we're just getting a light brownie, like this.
Move it over a little bit. Perfect. Thank you, Dad.
Okay, so in go the next two. Shake off the excess flour, bring the heat up a little bit, and then they go face down. Oh, almost made a mistake again, man. Here we go. 1, 2. Down. The ones on the plate look super. I have on these two burners over here the cast iron grill, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to go ahead and turn the burners on that. That's what I will use to get the melanzane ready. Okay? So medium heat, medium heat. Remember the ones that we have in there, we're not going to keep them too long on the prosciutto side. So we're going to take a look. They're almost there, not quite, just a little longer. We have our cooking wine ready. And we have this plate going. And we have our drinking wine. Thank you, Jennifer, for the wine.
Christina says she's making linguine with butter and sage to go along with it.
Oh, that's so awesome. That's a great idea. Linguine with butter and sage. Look at that. That looks perfect. Here we go. 1 and 2. Is the Anna, is that this camera staying in focus or is it jumping back and forth?
It's pretty good.
It's good.
That's a last time.
Okay. So in here, we've been browning the meat. So there's all sorts of beautiful flavor in the pan. What we will do is, together with that flavor, there's some of the flour that was in the back of the Saltimbocca. So in a way, it's the fat of the meat, very little, but some, and the flour, which basically creates the roux. Once we add the wine, and in this case, we're going to add it while the Saltimbocca in there, because I split them in two. I did not get a chance to do it there. So these are just about done. I'm going to go in with a little bit of wine. And I'm going to turn it up a little bit because I want it to evaporate. So you can tell if you have kept it long enough on the heat because the smell of alcohol will be gone. And the only flavor that you're getting out of it, or smell, is the wine itself. So pick a wine that is not expensive because you're cooking on it, but also pick a wine that you do like as a wine. Okay, so these guys are ready. They're coming out. I'm going to turn down the heat a little bit because I want to check how I'm doing here with this sauce. So what's happening in this pan, the flour, the wine deglazed the pan and created this sauce that you can see right here. So this sauce is full of flavor, and the next step is to turn off the heat on the right burner, if I watch. Anna, can you see it?
Right there, yeah.
And we're going to take this beautiful sauce that we created, and we're going to keep it fairly liquid. We're not going to make it too stiff. And we're going to pour it over Saltimbocca. These are Chefanos, as I've been dubbed, Saltimbocca alla Romana. Some people don't use them as a main course. Some people use them just as an appetizer. I think they're just as good for a main course. I challenge you to find pictures on the internet of Saltimbocca that look better than this, because I think this turned out fantastic. How's everybody else doing? Are they getting close?
I don't know, we'll see. Smells great. Does that smell really good? Judy Waters and Cindy Walker are both gonna make it another time.
Okay.
Christina's cooking.
You will enjoy it. Christina's cooking. Awesome. I'm going to let the Saltimbocca sit here. The plate is warm. They're going to be okay for a little while. We'll just let them rest. And I'm going to go back to the sink and to work on the eggplant involtini, okay?
Christina says yours look much better than hers.
I doubt it. She's just doing that because she's going to come back later and then show a picture that they look awesome and shame me. All right, an eggplant. Look at this. The most hated vegetable, incorrectly hated vegetable in the world. I'm going to use a mandolin because it's easy, but you can use a knife, and we're just going to cut slices lengthwise, okay? What I do need is the hand protector for my mandolin, which I don't see there. And I definitely want to have it because a mandolin will slice your fingers. I spent quite a bit of time on a whetstone getting my mandolin sharp to make my cutting easier, but I don't want it to make it easier to cut my finger. I want it to make it easier to cut whatever you're mandolini, if that's the word. We're going to grab it. We're going to go flat. We're going to keep our fingers out of the way. And we're going to cut the first slice through, okay? First one we're probably not going to use it, right? Doesn't do what it want us to do it. Bella, can you find the little red silicone brush?
I can look for it.
I think it's right.
I haven't seen it in a while though.
I just used it.
I will.
Okay, so here we go. One slice. Two involtini. Two future involtinis. Three future involtinis. 4, 5. Look how thin these are. This cook in a second. Once we get them on top of that hot griddle, they're done just in a few seconds. And well, I'm exaggerating by seconds, but they're done really fast, which is nice, really nice, and they get a nice char on them. Okay. This is a big eggplant. Wow, this is going to make some big involtini. Why is this thing this big? An oversized eggplant.
Eggplants from different places are different sizes.
All eggplants should be treated equal. Going through my mandolin, they're looking awesome. Look how beautiful, huh? Nice and thin. Try to do that with your knife. I'd be impressed if you have knife skills like that. You may. I tried. It worked kind of okay, but not awesome. So I don't know how many of these we're making. Isabella earlier made a beautiful mushroom filling. We'll make some with the mushrooms. We'll make some with cheese. They're going to be really good looking. My griddle is getting really hot. I'm going to turn it down.
I'll explain the mushroom thing.
You want to explain the mushroom thing? Go ahead, Bernard. It's not fun to watch me mangling things.
So basically, for a lot of vegan recipes, people will use mushroom as a ground beef substitute. So if you get mushrooms and you put them in a food processor and you kind of blitz them a little bit, you shouldn't keep it in there for a long time. Obviously, you don't want it to be liquidy, but if you kind of grind it up a bit and then you put it on the stove and cook out the meat or cook out the water, it'll be kind of the texture of ground beef, and in my opinion tastes better. I like mushrooms more than I like beef. And I added some spinach so that there was some vegetable in it and some spices like thyme, a little bit of garlic powder, salt, and pepper. A lot of people will also put like walnuts in there for some more protein. there's a lot of stuff online if you want to figure out how to use mushrooms as a ground beef substitute.
Very good. And I tasted it. It is awesome. The filling is awesome. So on the eggplant, if you want to take it the long way, and you can take your time to layer it, sprinkling salt and drawing all the water out. And it's worthwhile doing that because some eggplants are bitter, but not all of them. And these are actually not bad. I ate the same batch of eggplants a few days ago, and it's pretty good. So I'm not going to go through that process. If you're scandalized by that, I'm sorry, but I think they'd find the way they are. And the extra water that is in there, when we put them on the griddle, helps them to actually steam them through and cook them faster, okay? So to go on the griddle, all we're going to do is find a little container to hold some olive oil for us. Like this. Again, I will not pour the olive oil right on the eggplant because it just gets drenched. And then you're eating olive oil and not eggplant. And all it takes is a very light brushing, okay? So it's a very light brushing of olive oil. And we're going to flip them. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Again, very light. It's not a heavy meal at all, okay? I will get quite a few of them ready, so I'm not going back and forth between the sink and the cooktop. Anybody else going to do the involtini, or people are just going to watch the involtini?
I don't think you warned them.
I did.
Not like with what they needed.
Oh, eggplant.
And a mandolin.
Mandolin, that's true. All right, so this should have taken a little more. So if you guys just want to start eating your involtini, I will not fault you. I'm gonna wait to eat my involtini, unless Betty wants to come and try a beef involtini. I'm at Saltimbocca. Are you ready, Betty, to try your Saltimbocca?
You never told anyone what it meant.
I didn't. So a lot of the Italian foods have words that mean specifically or give an idea of what you're going to have. Saltimbocca. Saltare in Italian is to jump. Salti is plural, so is jumping. Saltimbocca, bocca is your mouth. So the saltimbocca are literally jumping from the plate into your mouth because they're so good. And that's what that word. So another example, you may have heard of a pasta, red pasta sauce called arrabbiata. To be arrabbiato means to be upset or angry. And the idea being that it is a very spicy sauce, and that's why it is this angry sauce. Okay? So there is a story behind the Saltimbocca alla Romana. We're going to get going on the eggplant that I've gotten ready here. Bella, if you can move to the grill with the camera. We're going to get the grill should still be hot because that cast iron really retains the heat. I use some of my old shirts or whatever you like to use that is cotton to brush the iron skillet. I guess you can use sprays, you can use whatever you want. I just rub it down like this and it works for me.
I fold up like 4 different paper towels so that my hand doesn't get.
Yep, that works. And then the eggplant goes flat right on there. Boom. And it's sizzling already. I don't think I can fit another one. So I'm going to get greedy. I'm going to push them over. Okay, here we go. We got 4 of them going. Tomasino, would you like to try Saltimbocca and give us a report or a grade. You can try. We expect a serious critique.
Is that the red that you like a lot? Is it this or Romana, whatever? Is this one that I don't like? And I don't think it's the whole thing, just get rid of it, yeah.
Okay, so eggplants are going. We want the grill to be hot again. You can check them every now and then. You're going to get a light char. And once you start getting a light char, you're pretty close to being done.
Good. Very good.
Is it good?
Yeah, of course it is.
Of course it is, huh? Betty, I have a beef one for you, if you like.
Sure.
It's right here.
Can you try it? I want to try the pork. Can you try one?
Do we need to have them on camera trying?
No, I just tried a tiny little slice.
Are they good?
Mom, you have to give your review to the camera.
That's
Which
more-
one? I don't even
All right, I can see it smoking, so that means that they are there. Look at that beautiful char. Yeah, that's what we want, just like that, okay? As soon as it starts smoking, I know that they are there. So the ones up here don't cook as fast.
So good.
Is Jennifer on or Vittorio? Cristini? Vittorio, you wish you were here. I can tell you that right now. If you can hear me.
Might want to get white wine.
So I promised Bella that on the side I will make a very fast tomato sauce that can go on the bottom of her invocation. So these are smoking, so they're ready. I need to get them off of there.
Getting a lot of it.
Yep, look at that, perfect.
And I think my dad has proved at this point that he is the master of all tomato sauces. That's why I want him to make them for me all the time.
All the time?
Look at those up
They're
there.
my favorite food
Oh, yeah,
that
they're
he
up there.
Awesome, thank you. I like hearing that.
makes.
All right, so this is the fast tomato sauce. This is bonus content from episode 6. So we're gonna do our typical olive oil. So I'm gonna make somewhat of an arrabbiata. So it's going to be olive oil, garlic, a lot of red pepper flakes, and then the San Marzano peeled tomatoes, okay? So you know how I like to do my olive oil, where I cant the pan so that the olive oil is immersed. So that the garlic is immersed in the olive oil. There we go. Bella?
Yeah.
So we're going to use 2 cloves of garlic. We're not going to make it too aggressively garlicky. We're going to leave the garlic in a shirt, so it's in camiscia, which means that I'm not even going to worry about peeling it. I'm just going to crack it so that the oil can get into it and infuse it. I'm going to put it in here. And I'm going to add
Red pepper flakes.
red pepper flakes. I did put a lot in there. It's going to be spicy, but we're not going to use a lot of it. It's just going to be on the bottom of the eggplant involtini, and you can just decide how much you want to take. So if it's too spicy, just take a little bit. If you like spicy, take a little bit more. Okay? Isabella,
Yes.
people have seen me
You want me to do it?
grill the eggplant.
I can do it.
So if you want to start filling your eggplant, Anna can clean that, or you can clean that surface to get it ready for you to work there.
Mm-hmm.
and then we can have you show how you're gonna roll them up, okay?
I don't know how to roll them up.
You want me to roll them up? Okay.
I can grill them.
Then you can grill the rest, and I'll start getting the surface. No, you can keep it over here. You can over here where you grill, so you can grill. Go ahead.
But if they don't know how to roll it up.
But I want to roll them up for a minute. I gotta get this side cleaned up for us to do that work.
Oh, you wanted me to clean? I could have cleaned.
That's what I should do, and you told me no.
I thought you wanted me to roll them up. I don't know how to roll them up.
I did turn down the heat on the
Yeah, but it's
skillet.
iron, so it'll.
Still hot.
Yeah.
Good.
Right? Iron retains its heat.
Yeah, it does. That skillet really retains the heat. Any questions from anybody? Any comments that we need to address?
Christina said thank you, she had fun, but then she's gonna go eat.
Your stuff is ready.
We want a picture of what you made.
Yeah, she needs to send a picture. Okay, my garlic, I can smell, is ready. It needs to come out of there. I'm gonna get it out of there before I burn it, otherwise it's gonna ruin my arrabbiata here. You can tell it's browning already. Don't want that. Don't want it to brown. Careful with the cast iron pot. This is the Cento San Marzano that we've been using and been very happy with. You can find them on Amazon. You can find them at different stores. Highly recommend this San Marzano. I don't hear anybody making comments. My family's been very quiet, very unusual.
I think it's a smaller episode than usual because this isn't as mainstream of a dish.
You have like 19 people though.
Yeah, 18 now because
Christina's eating. How rude is that? She's just leaving us. So,
for once, I am not.
here we go. I'm using my hands. Just gonna take these tomatoes. We're gonna go right in there. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh. Tomato meets olive oil and garlic.
Right in front of me.
It's going to take maybe 10 minutes. Those are smoking, Bella. They may be ready. You may
They're
wanna
not. I
check.
just flipped them.
Oh, really? I'm surprised. Awesome. So I'm going to leave this on medium high. This sauce is going to get done very fast. And it will turn pretty quickly. You will see the olive oil being incorporated with the tomato in a short period of time. Doesn't take very long, okay? Because I'm going to keep the heat fairly high and let it the tomatoes absorb the olive oil and cook out the waters, and then we'll go very fast. I'm going to clean this up, and then I'm going to move action to this side. To have a clean cutting board, so I don't have time to wash the cutting board, so I'm going to just flip it. And just whack down one side, and then flip it, and then use the opposite side to do the involtini, okay? I think everybody should be careful what they're doing with their cooking surfaces, especially when they handle raw meat. Bella, were you able to find the panko?
Yes, I put on the table right there.
Good. Medium high, keep on going there, pretty fast.
Oh, I turned up the heat on the eggplant again, because I figured it should
Good.
be good.
I'm going to take the ones that are ready, and if you want to switch over to here. All right, Anna, is that good?
Great.
Okay. We're going to lay them out. We have some fresh basil from out front. It's going to taste awesome in there. And we're going to make two kinds. We're going to make the one with the mushroom and then some with cheese. If yours are with cheese, you probably will want to go in the oven after to let the cheese melt. But I've decided, executive decision, that tonight we're not going in the oven, even when we put cheese. We're going to cook the cheese whole because we have thin slices, and we're just going to have the rolled up eggplant with the fresh herbs and the cheese and the tomato sauce, which is starting to smell awesome.
I will say, shining endorsement, this is the best vegan cheese of all the vegan cheeses ever. It's Chow brand, CHAO. It's really good.
I was looking at my tomatoes, at my pasta, and it looked like the sauce that it was getting dried a little bit, so I turned down the heat so I don't get it dehydrated too fast, okay? So nothing special about what we're going to do here. Betty, do you know where our plates are, the wood plates?
They're probably in there.
I almost certainly up there.
You're killing me. I'm ready to eat this stuff.
You've already eaten half of one.
Oh, look at this beautiful imboltina. I don't go to the end because I find that if I stay away from the end, that's what kind of wraps up and seals it. I mean, if you want to, you can use a toothpick in this case too. I don't think you need it. I think they stay together pretty well just by doing this. In Italy, there are many restaurants, but typically they're referred or called different ways depending on what they claim to be their status, right? So a ristorante, which is a restaurant, it's a fancy place with a fancy menu with all sorts of stuff. A trattoria is your local restaurant, more casual, more laid back, more rustic foods. An osteria is one level below that.
Only sells oysters.
No, that's not. It's not about oysters. An osteria, local wine, fresh white wine, and very simple foods, and sometimes food served on these wood plates. My mom, she gifted to us a few Christmases ago a set of these plates, and you will have pasta, like even the matriciana or arrabbiata, served right in those plates, in this very rustic, very local, very authentic places. And this is where I'm going to put my involtini, because it is that kind of dish, that kind of simple, rustic dish, simple, wholesome ingredients, not a lot of processing. How's my sauce doing?
It looks good. I moved it around a little bit.
Awesome. So this is, I'm trying to think how I like to serve it. Because what we did, we made our sauce very spicy. So if I put it on the bottom, then everybody will get all the sauce, and then some people will be, oh, no, I can't eat this, it's too spicy. So I think this time I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 involtini, and I'm going to put the sauce on the side. and we'll see how people react to that. Let me see the sauce, Bella. All right. So am I in picture with the sauce? So this sauce is still chunky, but you can see the olive oil has turned red. So it has been infused with all the flavor of the tomatoes, and that's what we want. We want a very lightly cooked sauce. This is not a bolognese that sits there for 3 hours. This is sitting there 10-15 minutes, right? And I'm gonna go here on the side like this. And then whoever's eating this first plate, the lucky person that gets to eat first, this is going to be their dinner. Well, they can have more if they want, but they can start. So Bella, how are you doing over there? You're
All
done? Your plate is ready if you would like to eat.
I will try it, but I'll wait to finish it for when we eat together.
Okay. All right, so you guys got the idea. I'm going to make some more involtini. I'll show you what my plan is for the rest. Do you have, Bella, the sliced cheese?
Yeah, it should be right there.
Okay. Well, you see it. It disappeared.
Yeah.
Unless it's a chow.
Yes.
Is that sliced?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just pull apart.
So I'm going to make one with the cheese, and then we are going to let you guys go and enjoy your dinner. I hope you enjoyed this, what we did, whether you are just observing and will make your own attempt at making it. Or if you did it, I hope that yours turned out well, which I'm sure it did. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a little bit of sauce in here.
It's really good.
Yeah?
The spicy sauce adds a lot for sure.
Yeah. So there's the tomato one. All right. I'm not going to keep you guys any longer. Quick and easy. Saltimbocca alla Romana, with lots of options for your meat, depending on your preferences. And then using the eggplant to make involtini. Involtini means rolled up. Typically it's made with some kind of meat. When people talk about braciole, is a kind of involtini. So people call them braciole, braciole is an involtini for all of Italy. For southern Italian in Puglia or Sicily is a braciola. And for somebody who is speaking in dialect is a braciole. Same thing, same kind of a concept, rolling up meat with some flavorful things inside. A braciola typically has a pecorino, a cheese, and parsley. Can we get the family in here to say goodbye to our friends? Okay. Tomasino, we need you over here. I need Tomasino over here in the middle since he's our guest of honor for the first evening. Aspire Accessories, thank you, Michelle. Thank you for all that you do and supporting a very worthy cause. Jennifer, we enjoyed your wine. Jennifer Cristini, Scout and Cellar. Anna, our cinematic director.
Cinematic.
It's
So
not if you're
Italian.
Italian. You have to act Italian a little bit.
Okay.
Cinematic. Cinematic. Tommaso, thank you for joining us. I know you can smile if I force you.
I'm smiling.
Maybe if I pinch you.
How would that make me smile?
And it helped. It was helping out with answering questions and talking to you guys on Facebook. Mom, or Betty, sorry, did the same. And Bella, she stepped in. She was cooking, so thank you for the help, Bella.
We miss Mateo and Barrett
We miss Barrett the most.
in Kansas City.
And
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoy your meal. I'm going to roll up some more in Botini. What would you like? What would everybody like?